Hello, everyone. Welcome to our new stream. It's called Your Head in the Cloud. It's a new stream series that I'm doing with a lot of other guests. My name is Sophia, and today I'm here with Emma from Adobe. We're going to give you a little bit of an introduction of this series, talk about what's coming up. We're going to talk about what topics we will have, maybe also a little bit of a sneak peek of guests, and also a little bit about me so you know who I am. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And also, since the title is such a cool dad joke, at least we think it is, because it's Your Head in the Cloud and it's called Creative Cloud. I mean,
Sophia and I
it's just,
love this.
it's just
We
I
absolutely love
mean,
this. Like on our calls, we were just like, we're gonna come up with a new
we were
name and
cracking
a
up,
new
but
show.
sometimes other people are like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's funny. It's Creative
Just
Cloud and
accept
it's
it.
clouds. And it's like a badum joke, which is the best
We
kinds of
don't
jokes.
explain jokes around here either. So just take the joke. This is a new segment, guys. um,
Exactly. And we were wondering if you guys have any cool dad jokes, because this is kind of our humor. We really like them, the ha 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 kind of jokes. So please shoot them our way if you have some in the chat and Behance in the
Let us
link.
know.
I'll be looking out for them. What have
Nice.
I? Hi Tim.
Tim is
Tim
there,
is
and
there.
yeah, I'm making a stream comeback on here as well. I feel like I'm back in my element, Sophia, and I love the dad joke alert. I know we had a really good laugh about this on these sessions, so we'll keep an eye on the chat. But
Yes.
Sophia, you're hosting these sessions, and you're now taking over.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm super happy to have you on these regular slots.
For the first time, I've been a guest twice, and
Uh-huh.
now I kind of switched positions from one. I mean, I'm still sitting in the same spot, but I switched from being the guest to being the host. So I'm kind of a rookie. This is the first time ever hosting, but I'm very excited. And yeah, you want to talk a little bit how this
Sure.
came
Came
about?
to
Why are we
life.
doing this?
Yeah. Definitely. So Sophia and I, we know how talented and hardworking you are. We're super happy to have you here, and we're going to have you every Thursday from 11:30 to 12 UK time. So just right before the normal UK stream that you guys all watch, just a little bit of extra creativity if you like it. And we only have 30 minutes. So I know you already had questions sent to you personally, Sophia. The people of Instagram have asked for, your dog to have a feature. But we have way too much to cover in half an hour. So before we start talking about your work, I also want to say that you'll be talking a little bit about the creative world, having your own guests on here, and you've always focused on your art challenging social norms, thinking about the impact of perception and conversations around society. So I love that you're able to have this space to talk about all these things, and chat a bit with our community as well. So we're here to listen to what you want to see more of, so let us know in the chat. But Adobe is about creativity for all, and so are you, Sophia. So I think you'll be a perfect match for this.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, for me, it's really important to have diverse people on the stream to introduce you to more new artists, to talk about different approaches to art, talk about inspiration. And my work is a lot about challenging gender stereotypes, like Emma already said. And I think it's amazing that I got the opportunity to now do this on a bigger platform. And yeah, to show you a little bit, maybe I'll just give you a little bit of a look of what I'm doing. I'm a photographer here in Berlin, and I've been working on some projects that are about gender, about diversity. And yeah, I'm going onto my website, And I'll just show you a little bit of a project that is really, really dear to my heart. I think it's the one that describes what I do really quickly. It's called Red Lipstick Men. And it was an exhibition here in Berlin. And I mean, it's very descriptive, the name. It just shows men wearing red lipstick. Because for me, it was so strange that the symbol of female power, the red lipstick, all of a sudden became the symbol of male weakness. So I really wanted to combine those two things. That is something I do. I'm always looking for feedback. If people have questions or anything, don't hesitate to ask. You can contact me on my website, or you can also contact me on Instagram. Always happy to engage with as many people as possible. So please.
And let us know in the chat as well. I know you might be watching
Yes.
from YouTube. We're on Behance, so there's a little live tab, and that's where we have all our streams. So we have this little half-hour slot, and obviously straight after we have also Rachel will be joining us. But back to your work, Sophia. And it's so funny because we're both in Berlin actually,
Yes.
and we're on Zoom, like doing this old school, like just it just feels old already. This year needs to end.
Even though we're like, I think 20 minutes away from each other.
We probably are. Yeah, we tried to like figure out where we were both living, but this is the
Yeah.
magic of
We
trying to be
could,
safe this year. Yeah,
in
away from
Berlin
the
distance,
window.
we could basically wave at each other.
But
Okay.
yeah,
So this is about me. Once again, if you want to know more, I think you might find out a little bit more about me and what I do throughout the other streams. But just to give you a little bit more about what you're gonna expect, what's coming up. Because since we only have 30 minutes every time, we really wanted to have topics for every stream. We wanted to make it really condensed together so you get the most out of 30 minutes. So we gonna, like I said, introduce new artists where they're gonna tell a little bit about their art. And what I really am excited about is a little bit of a book club. Like we might talk about some creative books
ooh,
that are inspiring, because I'm a little bit of a bookworm and I really like reading about creativity, inspiration. So we're gonna review some books. If you have any recommendations, please also let us know. You can let us know in the here in the chat, or you just let us know. I don't know. Send me a message. Um, what else we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna learn new skills from really talented artists, which is gonna be next week actually. We're gonna have a really talented, amazing photographer, Zoe Noble. She's gonna show us some easy but still super useful tips in Photoshop. And then we're also going to try out some of the new features we have here in the
we have
all.
something exciting coming up, and I think we've been
Yes.
bombarding people about this already. But
Yeah.
Adobe Max is coming up, guys, and we will not stop talking about it for the next 2 weeks because it's ramping up, and we have some amazing plans. If you haven't registered yet, you can go on the website. I'll try and share it in the chat in a bit. But yeah, plan your little sessions. We have loads of exciting updates, and Adobe Live is going to be involved in the main event. So we'll be talking a bit about those releases. And Sophia, you'll be joining us as well for a little recap.
Yes, we're gonna do a little recap of my of the highlights. Basically, I already have a long list of like talks I want to listen to. I have like a PDF that it's 4 pages long with all the things where I'm gonna get up at like 2 a.m. in the morning in Berlin time just to listen to these. But I'm so excited. I think they're gonna be such amazing people on there, and we're gonna exactly recap the highlights 2 weeks after 2 weeks after the Adobe Max. And yes, I'm super excited for that.
I mean, we have to name drop as well. There's going to be like Wes Anderson, and obviously Shantanu, our CEO, is going to be speaking. I mean, we have
Yes.
quite the. And for anyone who misses Rufus as well on here, he's going to be also involved. So, loads of familiar faces, and Tim. So look at us, big family.
Yes.
All getting our hands into Adobe Max this year.
Yeah, I saw Wes Anderson and I was like jaw drop. Was
I know,
what?
still can't believe it.
That is Annie Leibovitz too, for all the
Yeah,
photographers, like
absolutely.
amazing photographers gonna be there. Yeah. And I think it's also great that you can see other things. Like, just as a photographer, I want to listen to illustrators and designers and stuff like
Yeah,
that. I think it's really,
yeah,
really amazing, which we're also going to do here. It's not just for photography, it's for all the different kinds of creative fields, for all the different kinds of art. Because I want to know all of it. I'm really
yeah.
interested in all these different art forms, and also in all the Adobe apps. And I'm not saying this because I'm on an Adobe stream, but there's some amazing stuff, even if you just try it out yourself. Um, if you're not using these apps, but you still want to like do some small things, and then you're mind blown when you realize, whoa, I can paint something in fresco or something.
Completely,
I was
completely.
so
And I
mind
think
blown.
something magical that's happening this year as well is that we're seeing we're all, kind of on the go a lot more. We're all working from home. So it's going to be really interesting to see how we're all using these apps differently. How, cloud is going to be changing. You're right on topic, Sophia, with these sessions. Because we are definitely getting our heads in the cloud. And yeah, just living and breathing some of these new updates. So I'm really excited to share this. And as you said as well, we're approaching this from a super kind of beginner basics. I'm opening Fresco for the first time. Like, where do I go? Where do I, click? How do I get started? And we'll cover all of this to make sure that it's not just about the updates, but maybe trying things out,
Yeah,
and trying XD, or a bit of that app that's kind of sitting there in your creative cloud, and you're like, I have no idea.
yeah,
Like, what do
yeah.
people do with this?
Yeah, because I felt the same in the beginning. You see all these apps and you're like, I don't know what this is. I don't know how to
Yeah,
use it. And it's not, I mean, it's not that hard in the beginning. You can just open it, and there are also tutorials, and we will talk about some. And I feel like I myself was impressed in how fast you can get around it, like how fast you learn how to use like tools and stuff like that.
yeah,
So I think it's going to be quite cool, especially now when people have a little bit more time to maybe try out more things. Maybe it's a good opportunity.
definitely.
And what else we're going to talk about? Let me
I'm
think.
also, yeah.
Besides my
Also
puppy.
saying hi to Oliver, who's been joining us in the chat. So I think a few people, we haven't talked about the session that much, but we do have some people who discovered it. So it's really nice to see you before our usual 12 p.m. slot. And Heather is also joining from South Africa. Seeing
Ooh,
your audience, Sophia, is just like so international. your jaw
wow.
dropped.
I was kind of worried that there would nobody be watching, but now I'm kind of like mind blown that there's so many people watching, and I'm really happy. Let's keep this going.
Definitely. And she
Yeah,
says
next
my
week.
first time on Adobe Live. So this is, you're even bringing on this whole new crowd, growing this family.
This is
So
amazing. I'm so
yeah,
happy. Hello, guys.
love
Yeah,
it.
let me have a look at the chat here. Hello, Oliver.
And Tim
Yes,
is saying,
Tim.
obviously, always there, ready to launch the next stream, and
Tim's like,
join us.
who's that Tim guy? Exactly. Who's Tim, and what is he doing?
Go onto the Max website as well, and you can search for the little sessions and see who's going to be coming up.
Yes.
But yeah, what you're working on, Sophia, as well. Let us know a bit about like what's your life. I know you're in the studio. I wanted to come and visit you actually,
Yes.
but there's so much happening right now, in your
Yes.
little Berlin bubble.
True, true. Yeah, I have a studio. I actually got a studio only 2 months ago. It sounds so much more glamorous than it actually is. We call it a studio. It's a room with a light and a backdrop. Um,
Yeah,
but it's amazing because it gives me the freedom to create whenever I want. And that is a freedom that I've been looking forward to for a really long time. And yeah, I'm working on my post gender beauty series a
yeah,
little bit, where I want to break gender stereotypes, a little bit like the red lipstick men, but more fashion
hmm,
oriented as well, which is a lot of fun. And I shot the Pride shoot 2020, which was a project in the community fund, the Adobe.
yeah.
Let me get this right, because it's a really long name and I always say it wrong. It's the Adobe Residency Community Fund.
Good for you, Sophia. I'm like,
I'm I'm not
wait.
sure if
I
it
think
could.
it is the creativity fund. I mean, this is
It's
terrible,
a really long
but
title, but if you would search community fund, I'm pretty sure you'll find it.
well, yeah. And I mean, a
Adobe
lot of people
Community
have been
Fund.
involved, and you will also be inviting guests along who have received the fund, and to share a little bit about what they've done with it. And
Exactly.
that you're talking about your studio and setting this up as well, and the kind of glamorous aspect of this. But I think some people at home as well are kind of looking at how you can create work with a
Yes.
very basic setup at the moment without having
Yes.
access to all these crazy, traveling or having a
Yeah.
studio or,
Yeah.
how as a beginner or even as a professional, you can
Yeah.
very easily and, have access to all these resources. So
Yeah. I think it always sounds so big, and like when you say I have a studio, that's why I'm trying to tell people like it's a room with light in it. It's not a glamorous thing in Berlin Mitte.
yeah,
It's just a small space, but that's all it takes. I was taking photos in my apartment for a really long time, but my apartment is just really small, and I kind of realized it was reaching the capacity, and then I decided to up my game a little bit. But it's actually, yeah, I've been doing it for 3 years without a studio, which also works. You just have to find a way to make it happen. But yeah, I'm working on that. I'm doing a little bit of still life now because I'm like, what if this corona thing keeps on having us locked down, so I have to kind of find other ways to create what I want to create. So that is actually interesting because I feel like restriction sometimes makes you be more creative just because you don't have another option, which I think is a really interesting aspect to talk to other artists about because um, I think a lot of people feel like that sometimes because you have so much you could be doing and then you don't know what you're supposed to do. And sometimes when you only have a limited amount of options, yeah, it's for me at least sometimes easier just to go for it. Like, um,
and I really like that from the beginning of the stream, you're also mentioning, everyone reaching out to you, and we're all, friendly faces, and dropping a note and growing this connection when we're all a bit isolated. I know we're
yeah,
not necessarily in lockdown, where things are opening up again, but just having this community, even here on Behance, and having Heather who's joining us today for the first time, just really
yeah.
means that we're all here, and you can find creativity in all sorts of places these days.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
It's
yeah,
also, I think, very inspirational to see what other people create in these times. I've seen, especially in the community fund, there are so many amazing projects that were created within the last 6 months. And it's really cool to see what people come up with, even when they have limited resources or limited space. So I think that is absolutely going to be an aspect that we're going to talk about, because it's something that I'm really interested in.
and do
So
you want to maybe pull up the website? If you just Google community fund, I'm sure you're the one
yes,
screen sharing. So maybe we just show that a little bit as well. So it's not mysterious to everyone. But we've had a couple get to
then
receive the fund. And we can share this in the chat. I'll do that in the meantime. There you go. Nice and quick. It's in German.
oh my god, I'm sorry.
No, don't worry.
I
You have
was
to translate.
I have to translate it. Well,
Live.
yeah, simultaneous.
Um,
Like, how can I change the language on this? I
you
don't.
can change at the bottom. But you can. I'll also share
Emma
it
is
in the chat.
the
I
like.
did not fix anything. This is Tim's job.
Well, I just gonna paraphrase it for you real quick. It's a
Yeah.
program that you can apply to if you're a creative person. That's, I think, all you have to be. And you can either apply for your own project, where you're gonna get funding for it, or you can apply for commission. And they accept applications on a rolling basis. So you can apply, I think, throughout the year until next year. And yeah, you what here you can see the icons. That's at least, is this, yeah, that's kind of in English more or less. Yeah, video, graphic design, UX design, illustration, photography. You can be in all these different fields. And I think it's an amazing opportunity because it gives you also the chance to create something that you might have thought you don't have the resources for, or like a project that you always wanted to do but didn't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a little bit of the same because it was quite the big project that I was planning. So I was like, "Ooh, can I pull this off?" And then it was really, really nice to get, first of all, good feedback, and second of all, support from Adobe. So I was really, really happy that that worked out. And I can just highly recommend it. It's just one form that you fill out and off you go.
Yeah.
And
And
everyone's
Adobe
really
did.
nice.
Okay, I can't add to this.
No, like the
I didn't
community
tell
all,
Sophia to
like
say this.
everyone in this community, like that received the fund already, it's a great community of feedback and
Yeah,
encouragement and inspiration. So it's super nice to be part of it,
yeah,
especially during this time. So I
yeah.
really, really recommend it.
And Adobe decided at the beginning of the year to, fund with $1 million. So, and that's spread out across different projects. So, you might receive, whatever you need really. Like you can apply and give an insight into how much you would need to support your project. If that gets reviewed and put into the team, and yeah, it's across, as you said, illustration, photography for yourself, motion design. We're always after any creative field. So, yeah, take a look if you haven't already. It's been a while we haven't mentioned this one, so
Yeah.
it was nice to see.
Um, I have a little bit, like a tiny bit of a surprise if people want to.
Oh, we love surprises, and we have people joining just really quickly, like Sean and Andres. So hi, we're here for a
Because
half
we
hour.
have a little like tiny special guest that just arrived.
Oh,
I heard it.
and the guest is not late. I heard that sometimes
Yes, the guest
timing
is
can be
right on
tricky.
time, and
So,
he might be a little bit camera shy,
oh,
but maybe we can get him on here.
let's get the guest in. And
Yes.
Jackie's asking if we started early. Jackie, no, we're starting a new next little series. It's just half an hour before the next stream, so we're actually wrapping up. But if you come a little
Yeah.
bit earlier and you want a bit more inspiration next week, we'll be here
Yes.
hanging out with Sophia.
Yeah, he
So
can
where's
come
the
in
guest
now.
to
Yeah,
end
where's our
this?
guest? I don't
We
know what he's
want to
doing
stay.
outside.
Oh,
Come in. Yeah, come.
like
Yes. He's coming in. Watch out, there's a light. Here he is. Here's my little boy. Well, that's what I meant with the light. Ah, he ran over the light. So, is the light back on? Kinda. Yeah. So this is our little
sweet.
special guest. He's gonna be our mascot of this stream.
Exactly.
So if you want to see more of him, he might join us again. Look at this.
That'll be
This is
next
your 5
Thursday.
minute this is your 5 minute of fame.
Claim to
Huh?
fame. And Jackie's asking, yes, we're just here on Thursdays. So Sophia will be joined
Yes.
by new guests. And it's every Thursday from, did I say this correctly? Yeah, 12:30 to 1.
Yeah,
Or that's our time.
that's
11:30 to
European
12
time.
UK time.
Yes, exactly. And
So just before the stream.
exactly. Next week we're gonna have Zoe on here, a photographer from Berlin. I'm a big fan. I'm a really big fan and looking forward to it. So highly recommend tuning in for that.
Extra bits of creativity. So we'll
Yes.
hand this off because actually we're going to be going back to back to the next stream. And we're joined by Rachel on Fresco. So she's back. She was here last week. She's going to be doing some animation. Sophia, you'll love this. Some
Yes.
Fresco testing out and playing around.
Because
We
I've
have some
been
key
playing around with
brushes.
Fresco.
Yeah, Keith Haring brushes. There's been so much going on in the Fresco world. So guys, stick around. And we'll see you next week. I won't be here because Sophia is going to be finding new guests, and I'm letting her on live this dream of Adobe Live.
Into the stream world all by myself
Exactly.
then.
You can do it. I mean, no, you're joined by a guest every week, I heard. So
And I have my little assistant here, so I'm not alone.
love it. All right, Angus, Sophia, you just joined us, but stay around. Fresco's coming up, and it was nice to chat with you.
See you next
See you
week,
next
guys.
week. Bye.
Bye.